What's up, guys? It's Bishop here talking about I'm 21, day 11. Um, Today I woke up and, um, wow, what did I do early? Oh, I woke up like around noon, 12:30, maybe 1 again. And I ate a little, and then I just played Call of Duty World at War a lot today. Deathmatch, rifle only server. It was fun. Played with my brother. I played 3 full rounds that were like 25 minutes. I came in first, two of them in second. The third one, my brother came in first. I came in second, so that's cool. And then we just kind of hung out, spent some time with him. Imported more songs on my MacBook. I think Butterzones, you all asked how my hard drive crashed. I don't know how it crashed actually. I don't know how it failed. One day I just turned on my Mac and it had a little folder with a question mark or like an X through it, and then I took it over to my cousin's who's a computer whiz, and that's what happened. I lost everything. So on my Mac, I still have my gaming PC. But so then I just kind of hung out, ate a little bit more, and then um, I went to church. No, I didn't go to church. I'm sorry. I went to work tonight from 5 to 11, and I was in the customer service booth. And then the last hour, 10 to 11, I was the manager of the store and customer service booth. Work was pretty fun. Not too much interesting happened. Um, I have my own like sense of humor or whatever, and so this guy came in and he bought like cigarettes and something else, and it came up to $18 even. And at a grocery store, you got a lot of tax. Even it happens. I mean, once a day maybe, or once every other 3 days. I don't know. Anyway, so he's like, "Oh, lucky me! I should play the lottery." And then he was about to make a statement that everybody else makes. Everybody says, "I couldn't do that if I tried." So he's like, "I," and I said, "couldn't do that even if you tried." And he stared at me, and I was like, and then we stared at each other, and it was awkward. I was just like, uh, "Have a good day, sir." And he took his stuff and left. It was weird. It was funny though because I thought it was hilarious because I knew what he was gonna say, and I don't know if he was scared of me, like how did this boy just read my mind, or what. But that was funny. My friend H brought me an icy and a note. That was cool. My brother brought me a Chipotle burrito, so that was awesome. Um, and I talked to my friend Kay at work a lot, and yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty good. I talked to my manager, Jay. I talked to her, and I talked to her about like the pressure, the stress I'm kind of going through about the apartment. She gave me some good insight. Um, it was good. It was real good, and I think there was something important else I was gonna say about my day. Oh, well, after work, I went and spent time with my old youth minister, Matt. Got information about the mission trip, which, by the way, I've actually received a few messages and emails about that a few of you guys would like to go on the mission trip with me. Unfortunately, though, I'm going with a church that I'm not familiar with, and there's no spots left. And this is kind of like a mission trip where you have to have spots like months ago. It just so happened that a spot dropped out, and I was able to come in that empty spot. So unfortunately, I'm sorry. All spots are filled with the church I'm going with. So, and I think with other churches, because you have to register, kind of back, late winter for these. So, because they have to have meals ready. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry, everybody. But that also reminds me, I will not be on a computer from the 13th to the 19th. So any messages that I receive, private messages, emails, Twitter, anything, I will not respond to because I'm retreating away from like technology and stuff. In fact, I'm only going to check my phone, for emergencies. So I will respond to all messages in my inbox prior to the 13th. So I will respond to those messages. But if you reply and I don't respond, it's because I'm on a mission trip, and I need to focus on Christ and get in a way. And so I won't be able to reply to messages. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I thought there was one other thing I was going to say in this video. I made that video today about Jordan Crawford and LeBron James. But yeah, I don't know. I forget. Boom, headshot. So this lady comes into work, okay, and she buys Marlboro Mediums, which are cigarettes, cancer sticks or whatever, and she buys them, and then she looks at my wrist, and I saw her looking at my WWJD bracelet, and so I scan, and I wasn't gonna say anything like, "Hey, what's up?" You know. So I scanned the cigarettes, and she goes, "I saw your bracelet," and I was like, "Yeah," and she goes, "Have you read The Shack?" And I was like, "Oh, not yet. I do have it, but I haven't read it." And she goes, "Oh, it's a great book." She's like, "It's really helped me a lot." And I wanted to look at her, and you can't really offend customers because we're about POS, positive outrageous service. And so anyway, so I can't like offend or be blunt, but I wanted to be like, if you're a follower, why are you smoking? And putting this stuff in your temple of Christ's body. You know what I'm saying? All that frustrated me. Oh, it frustrated me. Who's gonna take her seriously as a follower? Oh, yeah, I believe in Christ, and I believe that He died for my sins, and I'm living my life for Him. I don't understand. I don't understand. If it's a stress reliever, go to Christ. He'll relieve your stress. If it's an addiction, pray for it. Gotta rid it from you. You just gotta believe and gotta have that faith. I've never smoked. I've never tried it. I'm not saying anybody who smokes is not a follower, but what I'm saying is, if you're living your life for Christ, and your body is a temple of Christ, why would you want to pollute it with that? That's my question. Why? Doesn't make sense. So, but that happened, and I just thought, I want to say this in the video tonight, because that I'm sure talks to a lot of people. But so yeah, the Bible verse of the day comes from Romans 6:21. Romans 6:21. It says, "What benefit did you reap at the time from the things you are now ashamed of? Those things result in death." What benefit did you reap at that time from the things you are now ashamed of? Those things result in death. It talks about what benefits did we get from doing things that we're ashamed of, from doing things in the past that we look back now and we're ashamed of, and those things result in death. Oh, let's name a few. How about, getting drunk in the past? Not me, I've never been drunk, but getting drunk in the past for people, or having premarital sex, or looking up pornography, or masturbation, or drugs, or lying, or gossip, or anything, stealing, okay? Anything that at that time you did, and now you're look back and you're asking for forgiveness, or you're remembering it, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And then you think, what did I really benefit? Nothing. Those things result in death. And so it's just, I take this verse, Romans 6:21, as encouragement not to do those things again, not to do things in the past that that I've matured and realized this was wrong, that was wrong, I shouldn't have said that to them. And it warns us, those things result in death. So why would I want to make that mistake again? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're ashamed of them. We're ashamed of our old life. When we accept Christ, we're born again. Why would we want to go back and resort and relapse into that old life that we were living in sin, whereas now we're living in Christ? Those sins in our lives, there's nobody perfect. Sins in our lives. But why would you want to keep up with it when you know the result is death? And I'm not saying that we're all going to be perfect people, because, hey, we know that it's wrong, we can't do that again. That's not what I'm saying. But it's saying, that verse is clearly saying that looking back, you didn't benefit anything. The result is death. So, at the time or whatever, if you think it's a great idea and it's a sin or whatever, but it feels good or whatever, then the end result is death. So what's the purpose of it? So what's the purpose of slipping up. If you do it like, drinking. If you're drinking in the past and you know it's a problem, you know it's a sin, and your conscience is eating at you, and you're like, stop, and you know God's talking to you, and He's saying to you, He's saying, you know what, stop this, this is just the result of this is all death. And then you ask for forgiveness because you're ashamed of it. You're kind of embarrassed of it. You're like, you know what? That's not me. I might have lost credibility with people tonight. Their blood could be on my hands because God put me in that spot as a follower from Him, and I slipped up again, and I'm ashamed of it. And then the next night you're in that situation. What are you going to do? You're going to slip up again and be ashamed of it. The end result is death of those worldly things. So just think about that next time you step into a party, or step into a room alone with someone. So I love you guys. Guys, take it easy. Cheese.